Well, it's here. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I told you I was going to watch it, and I did. It's most likely going to be the one and only time. So Christopher Robin goes off to college, leaving Pooh and Piglet to fend for themselves, finding their own source of food, leaving them on a bloody, ravenous rampage as they search for a new way of survival. Overall, this movie was just plain bad. There was not a lot of good I could say about this movie, other than there are aspects that are a little bit entertaining in a laughable way. Not scary, not overly well done, but it's entertaining. At least maybe one time. It's not something I see anyone watching more than once. The concept was there, the execution wasn't. Now, for a movie that literally had a micro budget of $100,000, they did pretty well. There were some cinematic shots that were pretty impressive. The lighting was pretty good in some scenarios. Action scenes, not bad. I mean, they did a lot with what they had to work with. And I think this could have been an even better movie with a better script. And I think that's the biggest downfall, was the screenwriting. The screenwriting and the dialogue were just garbage. I mean, I can't put it any other way. Let's think about this. Pooh and Piglet are supposed to be heartwarming characters that we just know and love, to be funny and loving, and they've been turned into this heartless killing machine. So I think if we took that and added a lot more of the Winnie the Pooh lore to it, it would have turned out to be a better movie, but unfortunately we didn't get a lot of the lore. It started out that way. We got this 2 or 3 minute comic strip in the very beginning explaining what brought us to this point, but after that it went straight into the, we'll call it the slasher movie, and nothing else of the lore was really explored. We got very little of Christopher Robin, a little bit in the beginning, never saw anything else until the end, but yet we have this group of girls having an outing in this cabin in the woods that make no sense and really are not there for anything more than a body count. Their existence really is baffling to me, because in no way, shape, or form do we get even the names of half these girls. So not only do we know who they are, where they came from, or their relevance to this movie at all. But that being said, some of the kill scenes were pretty cool. Not very creative, but pretty cool. We've got everything from your basic strangulation to decapitations and pretty much everything in between. So that's always a fun thing to watch in a slasher film, especially when you got Winnie the Pooh doing it. At least a guy in a mask who's supposed to be Winnie the Pooh. Kind of ruins the illusion when you can see the actor's wrists between the glove and the sleeve of the shirt. Might want to cover that up next time. But that's another thing that kind of got me. We're supposed to believe that Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are alive. They're actual creatures. And I can't get past the fact that it is literally just a guy in a latex mask. It's really hard to look past that. But I tried to. I know it's a low budget film. I know this is the direction that the director wanted to go with. So I went with it as well. Now, there are areas that I think would have made this movie so much better. But the little clip of comic we got in the beginning, I feel like they could have expanded upon in the actual movie. There were many of the characters from the movie in that comic clip, and yet we only got Pooh and Piglet in the movie. Now, if we would have made the movie with those other characters, or at least explained what happened to them, we know what happened to Eeyore. They ate him. He was the first to go in order for the rest of them to survive. Now, if we would have seen that in the video, or I'm sorry, in the movie, that would have made the movie a lot better. I would have loved to see them killing Eeyore and eating him as like the first victim. And then maybe Pooh and Piglet start picking off, Owl and Tigger and whoever else, till they got down to, just them. And then we evolve into this new story. That would have made the movie a lot more interesting. Also, I would have loved to see a lot more of Christopher Robin in here. He didn't play a big enough role in here. If they would have actually used him in the lore a lot more, maybe this would have been a bigger hit instead of getting a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, if Pooh and Piglet are supposed to be killing for survival, it would have been cool to actually see them eat some of the victims rather than just kill them, which it seemed like they were doing for sport. That would have made a lot more sense as well. Although, we did get a lot of blood and gore in the killing, so that was pretty cool. But again, to see them eat the victims or maybe like cook them over a bonfire or something, like eating an arm or a leg, so that would have fit the story. Overall, I feel like the movie, it was, the potential was there. The execution wasn't. It's just, I feel like it suffered from poor script writing and poor acting, poor costumes, a lot of other issues. Just not a good movie. But hey, with $100,000 to work with, I guess they did the best they could. If you want to watch it for a good laugh and a little bit of entertainment, go ahead and do it. If you've seen it, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. How bad was this movie for you? Was it entertaining at least a little bit? Drop a like on the video for me. Hit the subscribe button on your way out. I'm Kevin, and I'll see you at the concession stands.